What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Witch Watch, this time with episode 4. Really fun episode last night, probably one of my favourites, if not my favourite episode so far. Loads of really funny little moments in there, especially like the whole duplication process. And we did meet a Tengu at the end of the episode, which I'm interested to see more of. Again, I've got my kind of perceptions of Tengu throughout various little things I've seen. I'm not too clued up about them or what they represent exactly, but yeah, certainly looking forward to seeing more of him. Unfortunately, I didn't get off to the best start. He kind of seemed like that guy that was introduced at the end of Dan, which I wasn't a massive fan of. Just like a bit too much, if you know what I'm saying. Just stupidly quirky and like to us, like it's almost like those girls that pretend to be like goths, if that makes sense. It's like, you're just doing too much. He felt like it would be a bit like that. So hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, again, let me know, guys, in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. But yeah, that guy at the end of the season in Dan was just doing way too much. Trying to be way too quirky. It was a bit obnoxious, honestly. It's kind of hard to read when it's white on white. So I couldn't read his full name there, apologies. Well, he laughs like a crow. Check the mountain. Okay. Oh dear. What are we doing there, bro? Really? 2? Did she? This kind of seems like a recipe for disaster. Oof. Damn, bro. Yeah. I don't know this guy's. But yeah. Just burn the guy. I can't imagine her mother asked. I mean, I could understand why she'd want another bodyguard to protect her daughter, but also, like I said, like I feel like that's just asking for trouble and issues. I'm not sure if ogres and Tengu get along, but yeah, should this is just annoying orange, but an umbrella. Oh, that answers my question I just had. So already I could tell this guy's nowhere near as egregious as the guy I was talking about from Dan to Dan. That is literally just the cover of Demon Slayer. That is literally like a 1-for-1. There's I almost said Rengoku, similar, but very different. Both have big things, I guess. One's got a big heart, one's got a big thing over the heart. That is literally just 1-for-1 the Demon Slayer cover, isn't it? Wow. That's quite impressive. Managed to replicate that slightly more simply in this episode. So again, it's actually quite impressive. Because I imagine they spend. I mean, it's the first thing you look at. That I imagine they should spend anyway. Probably the most time on the cover artwork of the of a series. So again, they've actually replicated that really well. Ah, of course. Who the fuck expected us to see Han Tengu today? Of all people, he's the one that turned really little, isn't he? Like this guy just doesn't do stuff for the sake of being quirky. Is what I like was maybe a bit worried about. So that's good. I do wonder how she could navigate this quite well, honestly. She could use Mr. Tengu here to maybe advance her relationship with the ogre, to be honest. I don't think she's a girl that would do stuff like that, but she could. So do you reckon this is where that guy from the opening kicks in? That we see like sitting on that windowsill? I mean, she definitely does that. One of her enemies is herself. Honestly, that she keeps using magic so much, messing things up. Oh, really? Yeah. Today's society is all about going against things like that, isn't it? God, they are being quite silly, aren't they? Okay, okay. So they got to eat it in a certain order, which shouldn't be too hard considering there's only 3 people here. You'd think. You'd assume. Thing is, though, like with stuff like this, I may be being way too specific here, but there's like I'm not even sure of this, but isn't there like microbacteria and like little things like yeah? What if one of these guys ends up having a relationship with a microbacteria? Like who's to say there's not like something an insect or something that is going to be like eating some kind of like microorganism that's going to be eating this food, and then you can't really assure that they're going to eat it one after another. Again, I'm probably being too specific right there, but yeah, I feel like that probably would be the case if it was any like 2 people. Because it's got to be any 2 people because these are not humans. It's got this is a Tengu and an ogre, so it's got to work on every species. So yeah. It's not that complicated, is it? So aren't these like pokey things meant to be quite seductive or something? I forget. I think you see these a little, quite often in like cabaret clubs and stuff. Could be talking nonsense, but yeah, there it is. Actually, a nice guy. Is this friendship or is this love, bro? This definitely feels a bit more intense than friendship, doesn't it? Jesus. Yeah, I can't imagine she's happy about this. Oh dear. Is there a cat stuck up there or something? That's a balloon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tengu can fly, can't they? Oh no, he left his pokey. And now he's oh dear. How does this even work then? Does it like are they all now like in a line of friendship or is it or yeah, they are. Or does it like remove it from the previous ones? No, it doesn't. Which is awful. Which is terrible news. Look at this man. It's actually quite adorable. If it wasn't forced. Oh shit. What's this? How's this about? Is that something? Horrible placement of the eyes, by the way. Yeah, for real. It also sounds horrible. A fly? You not fly yourself? You're a Tengu, bro. Kind of sucks for him. So that's how he's flying. Okay. So is this like existence of this inanimate object like its own thing, or is this like cast by a magician or something? Because I was gonna say I can't imagine this is the person that's harboring ill intentions towards Nico from school. Seems like a separate thing. Oh, you know what this guy reminds me of? I said earlier it was the annoying orange. It's not actually the annoying orange. He reminds me of, man, me and my friends used to love watch this movie because this movie was one of the rare things at school that wasn't blocked. Um, it was that weed movie with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa, and it was on YouTube. I forget what it's called now. I'll get it up quickly. But this guy looks like the bloody joint from that movie. Joe, I watch a lot of stoner movies, to be honest with you. I think my favourite one is definitely the one with the me and my friend went absolutely hysterical when we saw the one with that. There's a scene about a flying dog after he gets high. I think it might be How High. Is it How? It might not be. I don't think it is How High. It's the one with Dave Chappelle in. No, it's not How High, but that is also another classic. Dave Chappelle movies. Uh, wow, it's not even on the first page. Half Baked, that's the one. Me and my friend we watched this went absolutely ballistic. Loved this. 28% on Rotten Tomatoes is crazy work. Because yeah, that scene again, especially with the dog, that absolutely got us. But yeah, the movie I was Wiz Khalifa movie. Uh, Mac and Devon go to high school. That's the one. This, for some reason, was just like allowed to be watched on YouTube when I was in high school. So yeah, me and my friends would watch this every now and then on YouTube when we got like the laptops out and stuff. And this umbrella looks so much like this joint guy that would like be explaining stuff throughout the movie. This dude, if you can see it that well. But yeah, they've got a passing resemblance, haven't they? This guy was, I mean, he's a joint, so yeah, he was absolutely stoned the whole time. Classic movie there for me. Classic movie. Sorry guys, just went on a bit of a nostalgia trip with that one. But like even the voice acting is like kind of similar. I'm not sure if it is that I referenced that. I wouldn't be awfully surprised if it is. Because again, the voice acting, like the hype, yeah, it captures the tone pretty well. I can't imagine it is because I don't think like anything like that is like popular in Japan. But yeah. Oh, is there a stoner Japanese movie? I very much doubt it. There's a lot of crazy Japanese movies though. I've seen a couple. Only a couple. Ichi the Killer was just like someone was smoking acid. They made that movie. Mary Poppins. You're not impressive, bro. You can stiffen yourself. So I guess you can kind of fly in a way. You can control wind like that. Okay, that's pretty cool. This little fly squatter. Yeah, I can't imagine you'd be a fan of rough winds. So yeah, I assume that was just like a piece of clothing that the magician turned to life rather than its own being. Sent by the person from school. God, look at that. Intricate. You know, I am hoping. I'm pretty sure there was absolutely no fan service in Skep Dance, so hopefully that's not a common thing. I mean, it wasn't awfully like long or anything there, but yeah, with the age of these characters, again, I'm hoping that's not going to be too much of a thing. Like I said, I don't really remember any in Skep Dance. Perhaps there was a bit here and there that I can't remember because I really couldn't care less for that kind of stuff. But yeah, nothing egregiously that I remember. It wasn't that type of show. Hmm. I wouldn't be totally sure about that, but you'd hope it improves. I mean, at least he's being upfront about that. I'm not normal. There's a Tengu mask. I'm quite a fan of those like red, angry-looking Tengu masks. I mean, you see them in Demon Slayer. It's quite funny. I was just thinking about earlier, just like how much Demon Slayer and crows have, and there's a lot. There's a lot of crows and Tengu and stuff in Demon Slayer. Actually, when I do think about it, quite a connection. The masks, of course. So it seems like a good dude. And as I said, I was a little bit worried he'd be annoying and too quirky and just like in your face and overdone. But I think he was actually like, he wasn't annoying at all today's episode for me. I actually quite like him. I think it's a very no sleeves. What are you doing, bro? Um, and we've actually literally got Yu-Gi-Oh card. This show really isn't afraid to actually kind of when it references something, it literally like fully brings it out, as we saw the Demon Slayer book. But yeah, as I was just saying, I feel like this guy with characters like this, he does kind of remind me of again that guy from Dan to Dan. Even with Demon Slayer, reminds me a little bit of the blonde one. I forget his name. His name now. Zenitsu. Reminds me a little bit, looks wise, especially of Zenitsu, and a little bit personality wise. It's got that kind of tangy voice, if that makes any sense. That kind of lingering, kind of slight annoying voice, as all those three characters I mentioned have. But I feel like he's actually done really well, and to get these characters right, I think it can go very easily wrong, and they can very easily be annoying and obnoxious, as I said with the guy from Dan to Dan, who I'm not a big fan of at all. They're just like they could very easily be overdone and again just become really annoying really quickly. But I actually got a pretty good impression of this guy today. They didn't overdo it. It wasn't majorly annoying. He's at odds with our main character, so inevitably there's like that side of things where it does get a bit annoying. But it's annoying on both sides. But like just purely as a person, he like it wasn't overdone. It wasn't overtuned. It was done quite well in my opinion. I'm interested to see what decks these guys are playing. These guys playing like starter deck Yugi and Kaiba, or these guys playing full power Snake Eye and such. I mean, they're not using sleeves, so I doubt it. But oh, what cards we got? What cards we got? I love my Yu-Gi-Oh. I still watch Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't play myself nowadays too much. I used to play a bit of Master Duel, but I think the last deck I did play was again full power Snake Eyes, and I was quite good at that deck to be honest with you. Before that, I was playing Tearlament, and that was really difficult because you'd have like 10 effects going off at once, and it was really hard, especially as someone that's not continually kept playing the game. It was really hard to kind of do things in the right order and yeah, it was a really hard deck to figure out. There's just so much going on. But yeah, the last one I played was Snake Eyes, and that honestly just got a bit boring because every game would be against another Snake Eyes deck. But I was quite good at that deck. It was quite a simple one, to be honest with you. There wasn't actually too much complicated. It was one of the ones where it still had a lot of things to get involved, and it still had a lot of things and effects going off, but it was a bit easier to kind of maneuver. So he's got Trap Hole. I can see I can't zoom in, which is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna have to look closely. Yeah, I think they're just playing starter decks here, aren't they? Literally got Trap Hole. We've got a Vanilla Monster. Is that Jurai Gumo? I think I can see Soul Release, Jurai Gumo, some Vanilla Monster, and another. He's got 2 Trap Holes. So yeah, primitive stuff. Wait, they're not even playing extra decks. So yeah, this is primitive Yu-Gi-Oh. Primitive Yu-Gi-Oh, which I'm a fan of, to be honest with you. Not so much primitive Yu-Gi-Oh. It's actually a bit boring. Of just like summon normal monster, set card, pass turn. That's actually a bit boring. I'm quite a fan of. I'm not too clued up on it, but at the time span of like when synchro monsters would be introduced and you could actually do some kind of combos. I wasn't playing at that time, physically. I used to play a lot of like Dueling Book, is what it's called now. It used to be called Dueling Network. And I stopped playing obviously when it got taken down. Yeah, I used to play quite a bit of Dueling Network, and my main deck was horrid. It was Turbo, Last Warrior, Returning Alive. I think that's the name of it. The fusion monster that means that you can't summon monsters. Neither player can summon monsters. So yeah, I was one of those guys you'd hate to play against. And yeah, my whole deck was just turbo that out. I literally just like hard fuse it with polymerization and the materials. And yeah, it was awful. It wasn't a good deck, and I didn't win many games, but yeah. So we'll go next time. You know what? There wasn't too many references today. Actually, was there? I think the last few episodes were like 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe references, and that's just the ones I understand. This one didn't have too many actually. I had got a bit of Demon Slayer in there, a little bit of Yuga at the end. Maybe there was ones I did miss here. Maybe with the umbrella, like I said, maybe they're referencing something there. But yeah, not actually as many. It wasn't as comedic as usual as well. Of course, we had the whole kind of pokey dokie kind of love sticks, friendship sticks, and their whole first half, which was comedic. But they did get quite serious and stayed quite a serious tone for quite a portion of this episode. Actually, didn't it? There wasn't too much comedy going on, which I do like. I think being comedy the whole time. Yeah, I do think you need a little bit of a balance. Again, like in Gintama, for example. Again, that's probably one of my favorite comedies from anime I've ever seen, if not my favorite, because it does that really well. It has comedy even in the serious parts, but it knows when to do it, and it does it well all the time. But it does also have those hard hitting kind of serious moments. So I'm hoping the show can do something similar. Again, I think we did see a glimpse of that happening today, with it being rather serious for quite a large portion. So yeah, hopefully we can kind of keep that going. And as I said, I'm impressed by this new Tengu character. Could have very easily been annoying. He's the type of character I would usually hate, so I think they actually done him really well today. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what we got next week. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments though. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. If you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know what you guys last played with your last deck as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your day.